Welcome back to G-Man-P, the Great TV. If you tuned in, hit a like, share, and subscribe. If not, we ain't doing no tripping. And what we talking about today is wind farms hazards. And first, before I get started, I want to shout out to www.stopthecrime.net. They're the ones that I got this information off of to be able to spread this news. This news. You understand? So shout out to stopthecrime.net. This is about wind farms hazards. Under an ionized sky, from chemtrails to space fence lockdown, Indiana, USA, and many other locations are deploying wind farms. Wind farms are worldwide deployment. Wind farms and fracking well stems, wind turbines changing the weather. Visit a wind farm and you will quickly notice that life appears to have fleed, which is strange, given how many think of wind farms as green energy. While driving through Western Ontario, Canada, activist Suzanne Mayer noted that what was once beautiful landscape and farmland has been replaced by hundreds of massive, imposing wind turbines. People in homes close to the turbines do not seem to realize they are living inside a power station that operates by creating low pressure systems with the blades of each turbine at 15-degree angles from the oncoming wind, 7.5 degrees and 7.5 degrees, so as to produce a toroid straight line wind tunnel. Public protests are usually about devaluating of real estimate for real estate and noise, but the pulsing itself is dangerous to mental and physical health. The infrasound and low frequency noise produced what is being called the wind turbine syndrome. Headaches, sleep problems, night terrors, learning disabilities, ringing in the ears, tinnitus, mood swings, irritability, anxiety, concentration and memory problems, and equilibrium issues like dizziness and nausea. From the Marina Islands to Hawaii through the Kwajalein Atoll, a line of transmitters fires northeast in a repetitious pulse, an invincible wall of radio waves all the way to Alaska that creates a funneling effect. Fire radio frequency into a front that's been seeded with aluminum nanoparticles in a plasma dense field arises, while the pressure wall of the Mexico acts like the bumper on a billiard table to roll the weather system. North along the California-Oregon coastline to Vancouver Island in the jet stream, ready to be pushed east and south through Wyoming and the Dakotas into Kansas City, where NexRad and wind farm pulses will kick in to build high pressures for tornadoes, superstorms, and floods. Wind farms and hydraulic fracking well wells are separated by exactly 300 miles, like Gwynn Towers, the calibrated together. Fracking wells provide grounding points for wind farms while creating new faultness for earthquakes, terraforming. According to Bill Hayes, the heart man, the brain and the well needs of all now. Whales is treated with absorbents like the aluminum oxide and barium oxide being laid in chemtrails. A directional explosive is then packed into the whale to create per, perform, perforations in the perforations in the casting for about 20 feet out so the acid seeps down with the brine mixed on top. This redosing must penetrate the casing because without water it will float to the top of the well. Wind turbines and oil well stems have the same resonant length of 1,282 feet each rotation of a wind. Turbines gives off a powerful static charge. In fact, every time the turbines pulse at 2.95 hertz, 1 nanosecond pulses, the liquid mixture at the well head jumps 20 pounds up and 20 pounds down, 3 times per second like a hammer. This is called thumping. The charging of the wind farms occurs in an arc at a certain length and a certain pulse. The resonates with whales tuned to 2.95 hertz. But you but your hand on the casting and feel it twitch like it's alive. Both wind farms and fracking well stems have a part to play in the space fence infrastructure along ionosphere heaters, next ray rads, sails, and wind towers, etc. It is because of how they pulse together that nations like Scotland and states like Oklahoma won't be allowed to ban for long the unconventional practice of fracking. So pretty much they're I don't know if it's the government or who, it might be like a private sector or private group. These wind turbines, they're part of the. You would think like I seen this like on the way like when my uncle was alive. He lived in Chicago, and I went to Chicago once, and on the way there, you on the road, it'd be like the farmland. You see hundreds of turbines. Well, people's been lied to. Them turbines, the chemtrails, they're all and fracking. It's all it all links together. Those turbines are for the where you see a bunch of turbines lined up. Them is for the weather control, to change the weather. Them turbines are used to help change the weather. They're not for like all clean energy or none of that. It's them chemtrails that they spray in the air. That's all linked together because it's nanoparticles. You understand? And then we'll get into tomorrow too, like the reasons why um the nanoparticles that they're spraying in the air, how dangerous they are. You understand? Some of these people, they're smart, but they're so smart, they're stupid because they lack common sense. So that's what we was talking about today, the wind farms and the hazards of the wind farms. And tomorrow we're gonna get into some other topics too that kind of correlates with why it's bad to even be doing these things that they're doing. The demonic projects that they concoct up. So that's the only thing I wanted to come on here and talk about today about wind farms and alerting people and spreading the word for stopthecrime.net. You understand? So to everybody that was tuned in to G Man P, the great TV, I appreciate it. To the ones that wasn't, we ain't doing no tripping. Peace.